Realme has finally launched their Realme TVs here in India. Today I have with me the larger 43-inch variant, so let's test it out and see what it has to offer. Hey guys, Ash here from C4 Tech, and if you do end up liking this video, please consider subscribing and turning on notifications by hitting that bell icon. Let's now get started. So this is the Realme TV. This one comes with a 43-inch Full HD screen. The smaller 32-inch variant, it comes with a 1366 by 768 pixel resolution that TV makers like to call HD ready. Now taking a look at the panel itself, we have a 1080p LED display that's sharp and has good color reproduction. The one thing that I did notice is that the display seems to suffer from an uneven backlight that was especially noticeable on the edges of our unit. Barring that though, we have a good looking 60Hz panel with great viewing angles and 7 picture modes, including one user defined mode where we get to tinker around with the settings till we get it just right as per individual taste. Or well, eyes in this case. Realme also has their Chroma Boost engine in here. Now Chroma Boost has been a standard feature of Realme phones for a long time. It helps increase saturation and contrast and gets us punchier images. Well, when it comes to the Realme TV, the Chroma Boost engine powers everything from contrast and color to even the brightness itself. Realme claims that the Realme TV can go up to a max peak brightness of 400 nits, which is pretty impressive for a TV in this price segment. Taking a look at the display settings, we have a wide array of options. The picture modes that I talked about before, the usual options to change backlight, brightness, contrast, etc., gamma options, granular control over color temperature, and a whole lot more. This TV is definitely not lacking when it comes to an array of features built in. There's even a color tuner with dedicated 11-point white balance correction. So with time and patience, we can really perfect how this display looks, and Realme's suite of software tweaks in here, it's really impressive. Now talking about impressive, another area where this TV impresses is with sound. We have quad stereo speakers in here outputting a total of 24 watts. So each side has one set of full range speakers accompanied by a tweeter, and I have to say the output through them, even at high volume, it's pretty amazing. I've always been impressed with the speakers on the Mi TVs, but Realme might just offer higher sound levels and more bass in the same price segment. We also have support for Dolby Audio, and it makes quite a difference when it comes to setting up the soundstage thanks to the surround sound effect that it supports. Dolby Audio is also supposedly set to smooth random changes in volume like we often experience when switching from a sports event to an advertisement. Taking a peek at the sound settings, we have an equally robust selection here. We can change the balance of sound between the speaker units. There's even an equalizer. There are multiple choices for digital output, a downmix between stereo and surround, and several Dolby related features. So now that we've taken a look at picture and sound settings, how about the rest of the software? Well, it's basically stock Android TV. There are a few pre-installed apps thrown in. There's no custom user interface like patch wall, and at this point there's no way to link the Realme TV with the Realme Link app either. So if you're expecting something like what we've seen with OnePlus TVs, then you're gonna be a little disappointed. That being said, the software experience here was quite fluid, and we had no problems playing some light games that we downloaded from the Play Store. In fact, we even tried installing an emulator and managed to play Mario on the Realme TV. The quad-core MediaTek processor in here managed to play everything that we threw at it. Even PS2 games ran well on this emulator. Now one thing worth mentioning is that while the display here is not HDR capable, the processor inside does support HDR10 and HLG formats, so we can decode those files, we can plug in an external storage device through any of the USB 2 ports present here, and we can play videos from our offline library. Or since this is an Android TV, we can also install third-party apps. Also, unlike the Mi Box 4K, we didn't face any issues setting up Bluetooth controllers, which is why we were able to play these games well. The user experience here is quite good. Backed up by some powerful hardware, the performance was top-notch. I thought that 1 gig of RAM might impact the performance of the Realme TV, but for most cases, it seemed to handle everything fine. The internal storage though, that's an entirely different story. It's only 8 gigs, and of that only 4.3 gigs is usable. So as you guys can see, if we load it up with emulators and games, it can get filled up pretty easily. Thankfully, there are a couple of USB ports, so one of them with a big pen drive or an external hard drive. If we format it as internal storage, then you can use it if you end up running out of storage. And since we are talking about the ports, let me run you through the port selection. We have 3 HDMI ports, one audio video port, one tuner port, one SPDIF audio out, and finally one LAN port for internet connectivity. There's also 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi as well as Bluetooth 5.0 built in. Now talking about Bluetooth, the remote controller here, it works via both Bluetooth as well as infrared. So that kind of did take me by surprise. The way I discovered it was when we pressed the Google Assistant key and it wanted us to pair the TV with the remote. We were like, what? Weren't we just controlling this TV with the remote? Anyway, there's nothing wrong with the remote per se. It works perfectly fine. Realme has even included a mute key in here, which we absolutely adored. Other than that, we have dedicated buttons for Amazon Prime Video, Netflix, as well as YouTube. And yes, in case you were wondering, all streaming services work fine with the Realme TV. Coming back to the remote, we also have a yellow accent ring around it. It's a nice little touch that Realme has thrown in. The design here is subtle. We have slim bezels to the sides that lets us focus on the display itself, and that leads to an immersive experience. These stands that come included with the TV, they're simple and functional. We also have a regular VESA mount to the back in case you want to mount it to a wall. The overall weight of the 43-inch TV is less than 7 kgs with a stand included, so it's pretty lightweight. Not sure why you'd want to carry a TV around.
It's so light you can even lift it with just 2 fingers.
But hey, I thought it was worth a mention. Another thing worth mentioning is the price. Starting at 22,000 rupees, the 43-inch Realme TV, it goes up against the 43-inch Mi LED TV 4a Pro. So quick comparison, both have the same price, yes. The Realme TV wins in terms of software customizability, audio levels, and even performance. Now the Mi TV has an edge when it comes to panel quality, and yes, this patch wall, if you're someone who consumes a lot of cable TV content, set-top box content, then that is something you're definitely gonna have to factor in. So that's pretty much been it for this quick little review. Do let me know what you guys think about this TV. Also, which one of these would you prefer? You know, the Xiaomi or the Realme? Leave a comment down below telling us which one you'd prefer and why you'd prefer it. So that's about it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, share, subscribe, and please turn on notifications by hitting that bell icon. Thanks a lot for watching. Till next time, my name's Ash. You've been watching C4E Tech, and I'm signing off for now. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.